Okay, real quick, I want you to do something for me. Look around wherever you are right now. Your phone, your hands, the room you're sitting in, everything feels completely real, right? Solid, physical, yours. But what if none of it is? What if everything you see, feel, touch, and experience, every memory, every emotion, every single moment of your life, is just code, running on a machine so advanced we can't even imagine it? That's not just a movie plot. Some of the smartest people alive, physicists, philosophers, tech billionaires, genuinely believe we might be living inside a simulation. And the scary part? They have actual arguments for it. Let's get into it. Most people think the simulation idea started with The Matrix. And yeah, that movie put it in everyone's head in 1999. But the real philosophical groundwork was laid way earlier. Back in the 1600s, a French philosopher named René Descartes asked a wild question. How do you know an evil demon isn't feeding you a fake reality right now? You can't prove it. You just assume the world is real because it feels real. Fast forward to 2003, a philosopher at Oxford named Nick Bostrom wrote a paper that changed everything. It's called the simulation argument, and it goes like this. One of three things must be true. Number one, almost all civilizations go extinct before they ever develop the technology to run realistic simulations. They just don't make it that far. Number two, advanced civilizations do get the technology, but for some reason they choose not to run simulations of their ancestors. Maybe it's ethical, maybe it's boring. Who knows? Number three, we are almost certainly living in a simulation right now. Here's why that logic hits so hard. If even one advanced civilization ever ran millions of ancestor simulations, the simulated beings would outnumber the real ones by a massive margin. Statistically, you'd probably be simulated. Think about it like this. Right now, on Earth alone, we have billions of video game characters existing in digital worlds. And we're just getting started. Imagine what's possible in 1,000 years. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because actual physicists are finding things about our universe that sound a lot like code. First, let's talk about pixels. In our universe, there's a limit to how small things can get. It's called the Planck length. Below that size, space itself stops making sense. It's like zooming into a photo until you hit the individual pixels and the image breaks down. In a video game, there's also a limit, the resolution. Below a certain scale, the simulation doesn't need to render anything because nothing's looking that close. Sound familiar? Second, quantum mechanics. Here's a genuinely strange fact about reality. Particles don't actually have a definite position until you observe them. Before that, they exist in multiple states at once, called superposition. It's only when you measure them that they decide where to be. Some physicists think this is exactly what you'd expect from a simulation trying to save processing power. Why render something no one's looking at? Just calculate it when needed. Same thing your computer does when you play a game. It only loads what's on your screen. Third, the mathematical universe. Physicist Max Tegmark has a theory that reality is math. Not described by math, not modeled by math. It literally is mathematics at its core, and if reality is fundamentally mathematical, it's already one step away from being computational, from being code. None of this proves we're in a simulation, but it's the kind of thing that makes you go, You might think this is fringe stuff, conspiracy theory territory, but check who's actually saying it. Elon Musk has said publicly that he thinks the odds we're not in a simulation are about 1 in a billion. His reasoning is basically Bostrom's. Technology will keep improving, so simulations will eventually be indistinguishable from reality. Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the most respected astrophysicists alive, said he thinks the simulation hypothesis deserves serious consideration. He puts the probability at 50-50. And Google's own director of engineering, Ray Kurzweil, believes we'll be able to create fully realistic simulations of entire civilizations within this century. These aren't conspiracy theorists. These are people who spend their careers thinking about the future of intelligence and technology. And they're not laughing at this idea. Okay, to be fair, not everyone's buying it. Some physicists say the computing power needed to simulate even a single human brain at the particle level is so unimaginably large that no civilization could ever pull it off. The math just doesn't work. Others say the whole argument is circular. We're using logic that exists inside reality to question whether reality is real. That's like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. You're inside the thing you're trying to analyze. And philosopher David Chalmers raises something even deeper. Even if we are in a simulation, does that make our experience less real? You still feel love. You still feel pain. You still have consciousness. If it's indistinguishable from reality, is it not real? That one hits different. Let's say for a second it is true. What changes? Everything. And nothing. Your relationships don't disappear. Your memories don't stop mattering. Your choices still have consequences inside the simulation. Pain still hurts. Joy still feels good. but philosophically, it raises the wildest questions humans have ever faced. Who's running it? Are they watching? Can they pause it? Have they already ended it and started over? Are there other simulations running in parallel right now? And the question that keeps some people up at night, if we can't prove we're not in a simulation, is there any way to ever know for sure? Some researchers are actually trying to find out. They're looking for glitches, inconsistencies in the laws of physics that might reveal the seams of the code. So far, nothing definitive, but the search is real. So here's where we land. We can't prove we're in a simulation, but we also can't prove we're not. And the arguments for it are coming from some of the sharpest minds on the planet. Maybe we're the original, maybe we're one of billions of copies, maybe the answer is somewhere we haven't thought to look yet. What I do know is this: the fact that we can even ask this question, that we have the consciousness to sit here and wonder if any of this is real. That's either the most human thing in the world or the most impressive piece of code ever written. Either way, I think that's pretty wild. If this made your brain hurt in a good way, you already know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one.